haven't pet him yet. I haven't tried. I want to give him a space first. He's curious about me because I have grain. So we're going to be working in here. So basically what I'm trying to do here is get him to come to me with the grain. He's still very hesitant, as you can see. And I'm trying to get him to come close to me, but he's just not having it. I even tried to feed him out of my hand in a second, and see right there, he did almost a mini like kick warning. And see, he turned around again. He does not want to come up to me. And right here, I have the grain bucket and tray, and then I'm trying to feed him out of my hand, and he still doesn't want to eat out of my hand, but he does get close. And as you can see here, even if I leave my hand out, he still doesn't even want to sniff it. Now this is the part where he does actually give a quick sniff, boop, and that's it. I'm pretty sure that was the only time he actually sniffed my hand. And even though his face was down, as soon as my hand came near the bucket or the feeding tray, he would back up. Too much. It's okay. Just stand it up. Just stand it up. Let's move it back. Tried to turn his butt to me and kick, and right there, he's trying to turn his butt to me. So you'll see that a lot coming up. And then he tries to sneak some grain behind me in the tray. So then I go grab the tray because it was just a distraction. And then here we go, trying again. And just a little disclaimer, in case any trainers see this video, I have no training experience, and I didn't watch any videos on food aggression because I did not know he was dealing with that. Now this is the only time he let me touch him. Just barely, and it freaks him out. And then there he goes to turn his butt to me and sniff the phone. So here he goes, showing me his butt again. Now, what I'm doing in the beginning, since this is his first time really being worked with, my first time working with him at all, I'm just kind of, even though he lets me get my hand get a little closer to the tray, when he turns around, I get out of the way. And I'm just trying to give him his space a little bit. I'm not trying to scold him too much. I'm just trying to let him know that I'm just here to get closer to him, basically. Now, it keeps going on. He keeps showing his butt to me, and then I kind of learned to get in front of him and keep him from turning his butt all the way to me. I didn't want to use a stick, even though I know it's helpful. I didn't want to use anything. I just wanted to use my body so he could get used to that first. And there he tried to give a little kick again. And it kind of, there, I try to block him from doing it. And then this is where he gets mad. So this is where he gets a little mad. He starts getting a little frustrated because I'm trying to keep him from always pushing me back. He's starting to learn when he turns his butt to me, I move away. So then what I do is I pick up the grain, and I was going to move it, but he started following me. And he wasn't being mean, so I thought, okay, I'm just going to keep walking. Just going to keep walking with the grain and let him follow me. I probably should have done this longer, but I didn't have a very big area to do it in. But I noticed the aggression, the frustration. He calmed down a little bit and just followed me. He's definitely feisty. Can you follow me? There's no grain in there. I emptied it. You get your nose stuck in there. He's putting his nose in a Folgers, empty Folgers. That red. Come on, dude. Oh, don't be biting it. No, no, no. Jeez. Silly. You gotta move so I don't get kicked. Thank you. No, you got it in you. No, make sure you get your calm. He's in here. He's definitely feisty. Feisty. And he's. I always like it when I carry this. Okay, guess what? Don't do that. So he's starting to get frustrated again, and he's realizing the more I try to show her butt, the more she backs away from me. Now just keep in mind, this is my first time ever trying to train or even touch a completely green horse. Green means he has had no training. So, like I said, I didn't want to scold him. I want him to trust me first. A lot of trainers will probably say I'm wrong for not scolding him, and that's fine. I'm doing it, trying to do it a little different. See, he's getting frustrated. He just spilled his grain out the tray, and I'm just standing there thinking, what am I going to do? If I can't pet him with grain, how am I ever going to get him to come close to me? I don't have a circle pin to run him in a circle, to lunge him, anything. So I'm trying to work with what I have and just trying to figure out what the next step is. So after that, I finally decided to just let him eat for a minute. He's obviously a little bit food aggressive. So there was a little bit of grain left. So I was going to give it to him, but he didn't let me come near it. So I put it off to the side. And that little snort was just him a little frustrated that he didn't have more grain and that I was putting it away. So he turns his butt towards my direction, but I was far enough away that he wasn't even close to me. So once again, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. How am I going to get him to trust me? And he's over there trying to find the grain, playing with the bucket, playing with the Folgers can. And he decided to sniff the phone again. He wasn't violent with the phone, which is good. He didn't try to bite it. He just wanted to sniff it and see what it was doing in his pen. You're curious, if nothing else. You go. Good. So here I have the rest of the grain, and I was gonna dump it into the tray, and then I decided, well, let me see if he'll eat out of the bucket. And then this happens. You guys see this? So now I'm realizing it's kind of a game. I'm just kind of letting him throw his little 2-year-old fit. And just thinking, what am I going to do next? And maybe if the grain is gone, some of the aggression will be gone. So then I try to take the bucket so he won't step on it anymore. And then what I tried to do is get in front of him before he could turn his butt to me. So get almost on the other side of him, and there he got me. He turned around before I could get to the left side in time. And when I try to push him back here, he gets really mad. He comes a little closer to me than I wanted him to. He's frustrated about the grain. He's mad that it spilled. He wanted all of it. And I'm just really trying to get the bucket. But see there, I'd go to the left to try to get him, to try to stop him from turning his butt to me. Now I'm trying to push him back. And I must not have been in the line of fire to grab that. So I give him some space. I'm trying to figure out what's next. What are we going to do? So now the grain is gone, and I got him in this little area. And I'm trying to see if he'll come to me without any grain. Now, if you notice, he tries to leave. I don't think he was trying to kick me there, but he could have been. And I get in front of him, and he's not too aggressive. He's kind of calm. I had put the bucket on the other side of the fence, and now he's just trying to escape. He wants a little bit more space. He doesn't want to feel confided. So he was trying to get out, but didn't really turn his butt to me as fast as he did with the grain, which is good. Now there his butt's to me, but he's not trying to kick me or anything. I mean, I don't think he was. And he's just trying to see what's going on. Just doesn't want to be there. Doesn't want to be confided like that. So I backed up to give him a little bit of space. And then here comes his owner.
He's a feisty one. He tried to kick me a few times. He was mostly feisty when there was grain. I'd get down and try to pet him.
Yeah.
He would turn around and I'd get up and I thought, I think he's trying to kick me. And then one of the times, he did like he didn't kick, but he did a...
You want this stick? He does that.
Maybe. I was just trying to see if, because I pet him right here.
Okay.
I was just trying to see if I could do that again without the grain.
Yeah.
Because he was almost like mad that I was near the grain and he couldn't eat it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I could just make him come and eat out of your hand.
I tried, but
It didn't work.
he wasn't, because I was down, I had the grain, he stepped on the bucket, he was biting the Folgers can.
Did you have him in here?
No, I had to throw it over the fence because he would turn around. It's on video, I'll show you. He would turn around and then step on it.
Really?
He did that with the tray too. He was in here, he would keep and so I have
His butt to you?
No, his face, and I'd have to go over so he wouldn't turn his butt to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the best laser open I got is, I don't want to ruin that one, so that's a long thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let me
So here I'm waiting for his owner to get another pin ready, because he had an idea to get him kind of in a smaller, more confided space. So I'm just standing here, and he's not turning his butt to me right away. I'm just giving him his space for right now because I know we're about to move him. And then I completely turn my back to him to see if maybe he'll come up to me if my back is turned. And he still isn't that interested until something happens. The dogs come up to me and watch his reaction as I'm petting the dogs and giving them love.
To come in here badger girl. Yeah. Kiss my badger girl. Stop. Good job. Oh, hi. No, no, no. No. Don't jump on me, girl. You can share attention. We can all share. We can all share. What do you think? They like me. You don't want to like me? Sit down. Go see the puppies? Yeah, go see the puppies. Go see the puppies. Go see them. Go see them. Careful. He's so silly. Okay, be calm. Look, she's showing you her belly. She's showing you her belly. You guys are a good help. Yeah, they're a good help. Brush. I'm gonna brush you. I'm gonna brush you, good boy.
So we get him confined. He's only tied up by his halter, so he can still move his head, and he can't back out of it. It's not rubbing up against him or anything. He has space to move, but he can't kick and he can't rear up. And we had already pet him. We tried petting him for a little bit, and he was trying to bite us a little bit if he was uncomfortable. He didn't like his neck being petted or his face. He would try to bite. So I noticed that he's okay with me touching his back. So I focused there first, and I'm brushing him right now. And then I just keep trying to pet him everywhere that he'll let me. That's Gray in the background. She was in the pen next to us watching what we were doing. So as you can see, he's still pretty touchy. Right there, he just kind of reached like he wanted to bite, and then here in a second, he does try to bite me.
Don't bite me. Oh, ouchie. Ouchie, ouchie. Be careful.
So he's feeling pretty uncomfortable. He tries biting the rope, and sometimes he bites the little metal above his head just because he's very uncomfortable. So I'm getting a little bit closer to his head, and he's not quite trying to bite me. He's trying to trust me a little more, and then I figure out that he likes the ear scratch.
Ooh, you like that. Oh, he likes the ear scratch. Oh, goodness. There we go. There we go. Yeah, what about the other ear? Watch your head, watch your head, watch your head.
I try to switch to the other ear, and he wasn't comfortable with that. And then if you notice, my hand gets a little too far under his neck, and he didn't like that either, and then he tries to bite the rope again. So I grabbed the brush and tried using that again.
Do the other side, okay?
So now I'm just going to the other side to see how that goes, and he was a little bit more touchy on this side. But once again, he was calmer when I pet his back than anywhere else. And when I tried to pet his neck and his head, he was pretty uncomfortable with it. So I switched back to petting his back, and it took him a second to calm down again, but then he did.
Yeah, it's not so bad. It's not so bad.
Then I try working my way towards his neck and face again, and he's still not comfortable with it. So I just keep working that side, and he starts letting me pet his neck without flinching, and then I kind of move towards the tail. So he's still a little nervous from working his right side, and the ear scratch isn't working quite like it did the last time. He's still a little uncomfortable. He tries biting the rope, he tries biting the metal, and just flinching a little bit still. So I'm just trying to get him comfortable with me again. So he's getting a little better about not trying to bite me and instead taking it out on his rope or the metal, even when I grab something out of his mane.
See this? No.
So now I'm going to the front of him to see if he'll let me pet him by standing right in front of him, kind of sticking my hand in, and then if he tries to bite me, I pull it away and tell him no bite. And he does okay. At first he's a little nervous. So then he lets me pet his nose quite a bit. So here is where he tries to bite me, and so I'm pull my finger back and say no bite. And I even took my index finger and would just gently push on his nose so he wouldn't bite me, and he still, see how he's throwing his head back? I almost feel like it's setting me back a little bit when I do that. And so after a while, I decided to just pull my hand away. And whenever he tried to bite me and I pull my hand away, then he would trust me more the next time and more the next time. So it worked to where if I just gave him his space when he tried to bite me, then I could pet him more the next time instead of pushing his nose with my index finger. And then here, if you see how I'm looking closely at his face, I had noticed that his halter had been rubbing his face from dragging a lead rope. They were trying to get him used to a lead rope. And the metal part of his halter had rubbed him so hard that he had an open wound. It was probably only the size of a quarter or smaller. And once I noticed that, I immediately tried to move the halter off of his sore. And at first he didn't let me because I needed two hands to do that. And then I think he figured out what I was doing. And I adjusted the halter off of the wound. And you see how still he is and how he's letting me pet him now? he instantly trusted me more after I did that. After I adjusted the halter, relieved some of the pain, he really calmed down. So now I'm just still looking at the wound, still petting him, giving him love, and he's just kind of letting me do whatever and not even trying to bite me anymore. And also, if you notice his ears are more pointed forward towards me, listening, and they're not just forward and back, listening everywhere. He's has way more attention on me now. So I just continue to pet him gently, make sure the halter's not on his sore. And his owner had no idea about the sore because he's never been handled. He got the halter on him with the lead rope, and then since then really has just been feeding him and really not handling him at all. Just has been trying to get him used to the halter and the lead rope first. So now what I'm doing is just putting my arms and my hands on his back, trying to see how much of my body I can get on his back. And as you can see, he's stomping because he's a little bit uncomfortable with it, like a 2-year-old throwing a fit. So since he did okay with that, then I see, is he okay if I just stand on this bottom bar? Does he freak out? He's a little uncomfortable, but he didn't freak out. So then I start putting my hands on his back again and seeing if he's still okay with that. And he seems to be pretty calm about it. He's a little uncomfortable, but he knows it's not that bad. So then I go up another step. He's a little like, what are you doing? So I talk to him calmly. Probably shouldn't have tried touching his ear at this point. I was trying to see if he would let me give him another ear scratch, but he just wasn't ready. So he's kind of wiggling around. There he goes, stomping again. And I just stay where I'm at and kind of let him throw his fit while I'm still petting his back. So then once he calms down, I release the pressure and give him some space as a reward. So I'm trying to pet him a little more, trying to pet the underside of his neck, and he's really not okay with it. So I keep trying to gently work it. And then I go back around front to check his halter, make sure it's not on his wound, and adjust it a little more. And he kind of tries to bite me here, right about here, but it wasn't that bad. And so that was me just kind of scolding him with my finger and my voice, and just kind of pointing at him and telling him no bite. I'm not actually touching him when I'm scolding him. And so now he's letting me pet him again. He's being very calm. His ears are pointing forward a little bit. And I'm actually able to rub the front of his face between his eyes. So then I just keep rubbing his face and getting him used to the feelings of my hands, like on his nose and face. So then I decide to kind of loosen up his rope a little bit, give him a little bit of a reward for letting me pet him and just being calm while I pet him. So I gave him a little bit more slack. So I moved the phone for a better angle, and then you can see in a minute he doesn't try to bite me, but he kind of moves his nose like he wants to. And so each time he did that, then I just pull back, give him a second. See, there it is. And then he kind of lets me get back in there. Moving a little bit, not really liking it. He's stubborn. He is so stubborn. He's a stubborn stallion. I don't even blame him. There he goes with the stomping.
He doesn't like the phone. He does not like the phone.
So I was a little confused why he was acting a little more touchy to me, and it was because he really didn't like the phone right there. Once I had moved the phone, he was kind of uncomfortable again, but then after a while I got him warmed up. He got used to it. So now, as you can see, he's letting me rub his nose again, letting me rub it really softly, and he's not as nervous. So here you can see he tries to bite me a couple times, and I just kind of point at him and tell him no bite.
That one was close. That one was close. Don't do that. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna hurt you, babe.
If you pay close attention, he's about to do a deep breath, which is a great sign. It means he's starting to trust me more.
See, you know. I'm not gonna hurt you. Oh, yeah, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. You got it. You got it. You got it.
So I just keep talking to him softly, and then decided to get some grain to reward him for being so good. And then I finally get him to eat out of my hand. I had to put my hand right under his nose, but it worked.
There you go, good boy. Good job, you smart. You almost got my hand on that one. Good boy. Let me just see if there's some more. I think it's in the barn. Let me see.
So then I go and I look for grain in there, and there wasn't any. So I'm like thinking, wonder where the grain is at. I come back out, I pet his back a little more, and I think, you know what? I'm just going to go in the barn and go get some, because we'd made so much progress from before. And then if you saw, he stomped his feet. He's stomping his feet because he wants the grain. I think he knew. He knew what I was doing. He's looking for me. He's stomping. Where'd she go? I want that food.
Oh, yeah. You're gonna love me now. You're gonna love me now. Oh, yeah. He's so hungry. My goodness, like you don't have a big full belly. Over here. Find it. Oh my goodness, he's about to chop my fingers off. Let's do it like this. Good, now scroll right back in there. Good job. It's okay, honey. It's okay, darling. Fix your halter, honey. You just want food, my goodness. Good. You're so funny. Hold on, hold on. Good. You wanna see? You might not love it now, but. You're a fierce eater.
No, you'll just have to come back up tomorrow.
I know, right? Now he likes me a little better because he's got an open sore. So I don't know if you want to try to put a different halter on him.
He's getting tight.
It's like right there. So I've been moving the halter off of him. And this one is not red. But once I did that, he let me cut his nose. He let me.
Did you
See?
let it off? You say did you let it off?
What do you mean let it off?
Well,
I moved it. No, I didn't. I didn't touch the halter. Okay, because I didn't know what I should do.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't. That ain't.
Yeah, I didn't
that
even
ain't
see
good,
it
right?
until I started playing with his face, and then I moved it, and he was like, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
Well, that's there. There we go.
There, see, there we go.
That off of it now.
Don't get me. If I push it down, yeah,
If I have an old rope halter type deal, you know, it ain't gonna
like
dig
Bailey's got.
I did end up getting him a rope halter, so we switched it out a couple days later.
Yeah, that's definitely better. It's like right under it.
Well, we'll just, yeah.
Yeah, he's.
It was a little tight. I think it was a little tight. And then stepping on. Yeah.
But no, he's been letting me do. Well, now you're acting up, but he's been letting me do 2 hands on his nose.
When he does something right, walk away from it.
Okay.
Don't ask him to do it again, and then he'll remember. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Now he cares about his food.
Always, yeah. Always
Look at it,
always
he's
always end everything on a positive note.
Yeah.
If
Or
he does it
whatever.
right, don't ask him to do it twice. The next time he'll do it.
Okay.
But yeah.
Crazy. He's acting like it.
Yeah. I didn't know what time he was gonna leave.
Well, and
11:30.
it's not like he's skinny. He's
No,
got
he
a
don't.
big old belly.
He doesn't need nothing. Not much.
Trying to catch what he's feeling.
I thought, well, maybe I'll go feed some grain to him. And then that'll be done. Then come back, give him a break, and
Yeah, give him a
come
break.
back.
Okay, I'll give you the rest.
So,
See, remember who's feeding you. The next time I come out here,
feed your face.
next time I come out here, let me fix your halter. Alright, you want me to follow you?
So I went and helped him feed some cows and gave Earl a break. And so then this is when I came back. I know it's silly, but he likes it when I dance, and then watch what he does when the dogs come up again. He's very interested, and he keeps pushing his nose to be closer to me as I'm petting the dogs.
Loosen you up some more.
So now I'm rewarding him by loosening up his rope just a little bit more, petting him a little bit, and then I go back around to his side and start petting his back again. So he's a little bit more relaxed with me. And then, so I try to pet under his neck again. He kind of doesn't like it. And then I go back up to the side of his neck and just go back under, and he doesn't really like it. So I'm just trying to work my way basically around his body.
Do it, badger girl. Do it. He's a good girl. He's a badger girl. Come on. Good. He's a badger. He's a badger girl. You like doggies? Wait till you meet mine. Badger girl. He's a badger, right? Good girl. You like doggies, huh? You like doggies. Dear badger girl. Dear badger. Dear puppy. Come on. Dear badger. Good girl. He's so cute. Hey, baby. You want some rain? Okay.
So basically, I was getting the dog to come closer to me since he liked it. He liked when I was talking to the dogs that way. And then I gave him a little bit of grain, and now I'm back to petting him. And then here, the only explanation I have for why he stomped his feet and tried to bite the metal is because the grain was gone. There was no more grain, and he definitely wanted more. Then I move back to his back and putting my arms on him as weight, and then I'm gently patting him just so he can get used to it. So since he was comfortable with my arms on his back, I wanted to see if I climbed up the side of the gate, if I could still put my arms on his back. And he's a little uncomfortable at first. This isn't the cutest angle, but I did not care about the phone at the time and was just trying to see how far I could get with him and how much of my body and how much weight I could put on his back without him flinching too much or spazzing out. So he did pretty good. So I stepped back, I gave him some more space, and then this time he lets me pet him right afterwards, which was good. So then I move back around to the other side because I want to see if he'll let me put his arms on his back and put weight on his back even from his right side.
Good. It's okay.
And he did much better than I thought. He's pretty calm, pretty relaxed, even if I move my hands a little bit. So since he did a good job on the right side, I give him some love from the front, go back to his left side, which he was a little bit more comfortable with. And as you can see, he's letting me pet under his neck much more than before. So then I reward him again by stepping back and giving him some space. So then I climb back up the gate again to do this exercise another time and see how he reacts. And he does much better this second time. He's not moving around as much. He seems just a little bit more comfortable with it.
Goodness. He scared me. He scared me. He scared me. Oh, what? You don't want me on your back? You're doing a good job. Good job.
So then I go back around front, check his halter, make sure it's still off of his wound, and then I celebrate a little.
We make progress. We make progress. We make some progress. Yeah, can I dance? Can I dance? Can I dance? Can I dance?
And then I tried to see if he would let me give him just a little kiss on his nose.
Come on, let me get my first kiss. Let me get my first kiss. Can we dance? I got my first kiss. Good boy. Nice to meet you. You like when I dance? You like when I dance?
I'm seriously shocked that he moved his nose close enough so I could give him a kiss. He really liked when I danced for some reason. So then I brushed him some more, and then when I moved to his other side, I tried to brush areas I hadn't brushed before.
Oh, that's the part you don't like, huh?
He really didn't like when I brushed the side of his belly or near his flank, which is normal. Their flanks are very sensitive. And for anybody who doesn't know what the flank is, it's the area right where their hind leg meets their belly. And then I hit my head, which luckily didn't startle him, and proceed to put more weight coming from his right side. So I just stay here. He ends up putting his head down, which is a good sign. He seems relaxed. And so I'm going to fast forward the next part because I kept it there for quite a while. And then I release the pressure a little bit, pet him, and switch to just my hands. Basically getting him used to being above him. Because when you're riding him, you're going to be above him, and his instincts is saying not to let me do that. because he is a prey animal. So once again, I'm just releasing the pressure so he can relax. I'm putting my arms back on his back and then try to slide my hands down his belly, and he let me go pretty far before he flinched. So now I feel like he's a little bit more comfortable. So I proceed to be above him again. Just kind of petting him to let him know that I'm not doing it to hurt him. And I'm going very slow and being careful not to accidentally bump him with my feet. So I'm just talking to him nicely, petting him, and as you can see by his head, he doesn't seem too uncomfortable with me up there. So I put my butt on him for the first time, and you could tell I was pretty excited about it. But I couldn't celebrate too much when I was on his back because I didn't want to scare him. So I'm just being calm, and then he did so good. He put his head down, so I released the pressure and decided to get completely off since he did such a good job. And I went slowly, of course, because you can see as I'm moving, he's stomping his feet. He's a little uncomfortable. What are you doing up there? So I tried to go slow, and there he goes biting, biting the metal. And then I can celebrate.
I'm gonna give you some space. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
So as you can see, he's still a little uncomfortable. Wasn't quite ready for me to touch him again yet.
You did so good. You did so good. You did so great. You did so great. Oh, you did. Give me this one. Come
You can see he's pretty comfortable with me being in front of him like this. He even leans in to me a little bit.
Almost got one. I got whispers. I got kisses.
So I'm just talking to him nicely and asking for a kiss, and he's thinking about it. He's putting his ears forward, and he's interested in my sweet voice. And he looks away, and I kind of pull him closer just gently.
Thank you. I got 2 kisses today.
So then I just pet him where he's comfortable for a little bit, and then I give him some space because I really appreciated that he felt comfortable enough to bring his nose up to my face. And then I go back and I pet him some more, give him some more love, and then proceed to try again to see how far I can get on his back, going slow, starting with the arms first again so he can get used to that. He's a little antsy, but then once he stands still, then I release the pressure and then try again. So right there, I accidentally tapped him with my foot going over his back, so I had to apologize and then take it slow because I did not mean to startle him like that. And he's still pretty uncomfortable, so I decided to take off some of the pressure.
Too much? That's too much. It's a lot. It's a lot going on today. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on.
So basically just using a lot of patience and he likes when I rub his back like that to calm him down. I've got one leg inside the gate, but it's not against his body. It's my foot is resting on the gate. He's still a little uncomfortable, but it's not too bad. So I just kind of wait it out, and then he calms down a little bit. And then right here he puts his head down, which is a really, really good sign. So I put my other foot down. And I seriously can't believe I'm sitting on this horse right now. So I tried to bribe him with some grain, which is probably not effective. And then I ended up getting up to release some pressure because he started biting again, and then just sat right back down, let him wiggle a little bit until he just kind of relaxed. And then I try the next step, which would be putting my feet off of the gate and next to his side. He was not ready for that, so I instantly pulled off the pressure and then tried again. And he's still a little uncomfortable. That's why he reaches for my feet, trying to nip at him, but then he lets it go. Put his head down again, which is good. And then he startled himself right there. I don't know what happened, but I really hadn't moved. So I keep my feet on the gate to relieve the pressure a little bit. And then what happens next is my next mistake. I put my feet down and he tries to warn me, but I didn't move my feet. I was trying to see how far he would let me take it. And I probably should have released the pressure, because this is what happens. So if you noticed, his back foot was trying to kick up to get me off of him. And then I knew it was time to get the heck out of there, because I don't know what he's capable of. He's very strong. You don't want him to break the rope or break the chain, and then you're stuck. And I definitely didn't want to fall in there, because that would have been bad. So I gave him some space, and then the dog Badger came in, and I started giving her love, and now he's interested in that. He's licking his lips, putting his head down. So that's a really good sign. And I know we can't end it on a bad note, so I know I'm going to get on his back one more time, but I'm just taking my time with that. And he's pretty comfortable with me petting where I'm petting right now, towards his tail. And then I try to pet his belly where my feet were. I definitely went too fast, and that was a fast kick. He did not like that. So then I have to take my hand off. And now I'm going to try. See, still doesn't like it. I have to go very slow. And I just realized he's not ready for that, so I'm going to stick to his back.
Badger girl. Come here.
I swear, Badger the dog, she comes at the perfect time, because he loves when I talk to Badger in a sweet voice, and that just calms him down a little bit, and he becomes very curious about it. So after petting him where he's comfortable, I move back to his belly, and I go a lot slower this time, and I get a little bit more progress. I even notice if I just hold my hand still, then he's more okay with that than if I move it slowly. Just holding it still right there, he doesn't freak out. I even get pretty low right there. He's trying to nip at me because he's uncomfortable, but he's not kicking and freaking out. So I release the pressure and then keep petting his body. And then now I'm preparing him to sit on his back again. So I do my arms first, see how he does, and then slowly start to move back up and over, since he seemed pretty okay with my arms. But I'm still taking it very slow because of what happened the last time I sat on him. So that went pretty well, and I'm just trying to get my legs in one more time and end it on a good note. And so I'm really glad he's super calm right here. He's letting me sit on him again. I'm petting him. I'm always talking to him very nicely, very sweetly, telling him it's okay and just reassuring him. And then he puts his head down, which is good. So then I release the pressure a little bit, and leave it at that. I didn't want to push him too far by putting my legs back in. I thought he's letting me have one leg in and I'm sitting on him, so that's good. Let's just keep it there. And then I go ahead and keep petting him while I'm getting off of him. I don't want to scare him when I get off because that has happened, as you could see earlier in the video. He jumps a little when I jump down, and he's got to get used to, people jumping off of his back or even just jumping around him in general. He's got to be calm pretty much no matter what humans are doing.
Thank you. Thank you for being such a good boy today. I got to sit on you.
Pushed it a little too far by trying to scratch his other ear, and he wasn't ready for that. So then you release the pressure and go back to his ear that he liked scratched, and then he was okay. I honestly still can't believe he let me sit on him within about 3.5 hours of working with him the very first time. So I'm just really proud of him and impressed with how much progress we made together, because he hadn't been trained at all. He wasn't even halter broke. And when I told his owner I sat on him, he didn't even believe me, and he's been a cowboy his whole life. So then I end it with a reward. I'm giving him some grain out of my hand and just ending it on the most positive note that I can.